Morning everyone, Andrea here from AC Podiatry. How are we today? Gang, week 4 of my little glute program, okay? So as I said to you at the very first video when we looked at using the massage ball to begin activation of the glutes, these few weeks are going to be about gradually stepping up what we're doing with regards to our hip stability, our glute strength, okay? And so today what we're going to talk about is a muscle called the Gluteus Medius, okay? Now the glute med sits roughly about here. It's a smallish muscle, but it's extremely important, okay? Its basic aim or function is to stabilize the hip when walking. So in effect, stopping that when we walk, okay? And that's important because when our foot hits the ground, what our hip is doing, whether our hip is level or tilted, will affect where we place our foot. And then once our foot hits the ground, the gluteus medius is really responsible for preventing or protecting or stabilizing us against gravity. So as I stand up, you'll see gravity wants to pull us that way. Gluteus medius helps prevent that function. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you an exercise to do for glute med. Now, it's important to understand this is a little bit, every week we go up the stretches or the exercises become more technical, okay? So if you're struggling with them or don't know how to do them or you're feeling them in the wrong spot, I'm going to keep reiterating, please go and see somebody about it. The exercise I'm showing today has been shown to be the #1 exercise for actually targeting or activating the gluteus medius, okay? It is lying down again. It's a fantastic exercise. I give it all the time. I'm going to give a few cues on what you can and can't do and what you should and shouldn't be looking for, okay? But please, if it's hurting you, if you're feeling it in the wrong spot, please seek professional help, okay? Obviously I want to help you guys and empower you guys, but be conscious and be aware of the fact that if you're not feeling it properly, it's time to change. So I'm going to pop up on the plinth. So this one, we basically start lying down on the ground, okay? Shoulders down, okay? The big one here, knee up at right angles to the hip. And what you want to do is you want to effectively keep your body like a plank. What you don't want to do is arch your back, okay? Now, if you've got a little bit of hip soreness, I would actually even suggest putting a pillow between the knees to stop the knee from dropping down across your body, or the leg from dropping down across your body, okay? So in effect, what we're going to do here, from this position, keeping everything straight, we're just going to lift the leg up, okay? Now, we should really be feeling it back in here, okay? So if I roll over, okay, we should be feeling it about there, okay? Generally where the pocket sits, okay? Now, it's technical because if you don't have, or if you don't lock in your core, or you're arching the back, you're going to start feeling it in your back, okay? If you've got overactivity of your thighs, you might feel it through your hip flexor, okay? It's really important that we feel it back in here in your bum. Now, if you're not very strong, you might not be able to hold that up, okay? You can make the exercise easier by literally bending the knee, okay? So by bending the knee and lifting it up, you reduce the size of the lever and make that exercise more simple, okay? So we start off up and hold, okay? Now the reason we're going to start with a hold, this is what we call an isometric exercise. This is the safest type of exercise, okay? If you pulse, that's going to work it harder, but if you're not very strong, I would generally suggest holding, okay? Now the hold I generally aim for is roughly 45 seconds, so you build up to it. So if you get to 20 seconds and you start wobbling, drop, okay? We should be looking 45-second hold. If we're wobbling, come down, swap over and do the other side. Now if you're up here and you're feeling it and you're finding it quite easy, you can challenge yourself by what we call extending the hip. So actually take the hip back a little bit, okay? And then to make it even more challenging, you can pull the foot back towards you and then rotate your leg in so the foot's pointing down. And I'm now feeling that right here in my bum. It's a fantastic exercise. It's really activating my gluteus medius, okay? So we would say 45 seconds, 3 holds with a 90-second break in between. If you can do that, then start working on pulsing, starting at about 10 to 15 and working up to roughly 20. If you can do 20 like this, it's too easy and we should be looking to move to more functional exercises, okay? So if you're finding that basic, then by all means, we should be looking to step it up and challenge you a little bit further. Truth is, I've got guys who play A-grade football, soccer, netball, who can't hold that for 45 seconds, let alone pulse it through the range, okay? It's not a muscle that gets strengthened by walking or general moving around. It is a muscle that needs to be targeted with a program. but it is critically important, especially if you're having knee problems, hip problems, lower back problems, and even some of our patients that have issues with their Achilles or plantar fascia, or they're just overuse injuries from running. Glute stability is critical, and I keep driving home the message. Anybody who's telling you the problem only starts at the foot and ankle and is not having a look up above and having a look at the hip and stuff, I'd be questioning that, because so many of us, we spend so much time sitting down on our backsides, not doing a huge amount of activity. We really are weak through these areas, and for me it's critical in everyday function and movement. Okay, so guys, I'm going to leave it there. As always, if this resonates with you, like it, share it, tag friends in there who you think would benefit from this, okay? I'm going to keep stepping it up, so next week we're going to look at extensions past the bridge and the glute med, and looking at probably more functional weight-bearing type exercises. But what I've given you now is a really good starting point, coming off a low base, getting up to here. If you can do this stuff, you're going to be better than 80% of the population and 80% of the patients that we see coming in here all the time. All right, guys, have a great day. I'm going to keep running. Take care, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.